Nitrana, it's almost a year now since you won the grand title at DreamHack 2007. You were kind of off the radar for some time. Now you've played some tournaments again. What happened in the last year for you regarding World of Warcraft? How did the year go?
The year went, Druids became very powerful since the DreamHack tournament. Right around there was when Druids became powerful, and we didn't have a Druid in our lineup. So we lost a lot of strength right there. And we lost a solid player on our team. He decided to renegade and make his own team.
So you've spoke about this player who's probably Kint, I guess. Now Rogue Mage Priest is really a strong lineup again. You could have played here with your old setup, you, Malice, Kint. Why didn't you?
We gave Kint multiple opportunities to come back to the team, and he really hasn't given us any reason that we would like to play with him anymore. He's still on the team for sponsorship, and he's still on Pandemic, and I can't really say much more about that.
So is that the reason why the two Pandemic teams almost never show up at the same tournament together?
That's not particularly the reason, but Kent has a lot of factors that will limit our, I don't know. He just is a big limiting factor on what tournaments we can come to. Mostly it's Kent himself, as well as other sponsors. Well, not the sponsors, I'm sorry. The sponsors have been doing everything great and fine. So it's just mostly Kent.
All right, I won't press that point much further. How about your team? How does it feel? Do you have a good feeling coming into this tournament?
We're feeling okay. We're feeling great. Through a couple practice rounds, we're doing well. Our practice rounds have been great. It's the way the state of the game it is. It could really go anyone's favor. It's quite random. I would have to say. There are good teams here, though.
Teams that run Rogue Mage Priest usually say, well, we kind of like the patch despite its randomness. Would you say the same?
Rogue Mage Priest isn't as strong as it was maybe in season 1, 2. Rogue Mage Priest is probably at its peak then, but Rogue Mage Priest has definitely gained a lot more than other comps have, per se, like a Warlock, Warrior, Druid, which has lost a lot.
What would you say is different regarding last year, where Pandemic really dominated all the tournaments? What was different in World of Warcraft PvP back then?
World of Warcraft really isn't that difficult of a game. It's really not. I think we had a real edge on people coming into the tournament scene, as we all knew the game a lot, and there's not really much you can gain past the cap of skill knowledge and knowledge of the game. Once you have all that, it's really just little tweaks and tunes that you can really upgrade. And when Druids became powerful, we didn't have a Druid, so that's where we lost a lot of our strength. But now the game's completely to the 180, and the game is all new, so we have another opportunity to come back.
So what if World of Warcraft wasn't played in esports anymore? Would that... You don't sound like you're too enthusiastic about playing. Is it rather like, well, it's around, I'm an okay player, I go to tournaments?
I wouldn't say I was an okay player.
You're a good player, I go to tournaments.
Yeah, but it's just World of Warcraft. It's a lot. It's a hard game to really like, because there are a lot of factors that can come back to just. It's like, I don't know. It's a good example is Vanish. Like when you rely on abilities so much that defines your class, and it just simply won't work sometimes. It's hard to take the game seriously. It really is.
So would you say that the last year was better then because it felt like a family, a small amount of teams traveling the world playing World of Warcraft? Do you think that's what made 2007 special?
I mean, 2007, 2008. What made 2007 special is that we did something that no other team has done. We won so many tournaments in a row that, I mean, no other team can really say they have done that, and we'll always have that title, and we just don't have that in 2008.
You said it's kind of hard to predict the outcome. I want you to do it a little, though. Who do you think will be your hardest opponent in the group?
I'm not sure. We played a lot of practice rounds, and like I said, we kind of threw some matches to deke out some opponents. I can't really say for sure, which they're all on the same level of difficulty where you can go into a game and you don't really know, for one, what they're going to do, and for two, how it's going to affect. I guess you can kind of prepare, but they're all on the same skill level.
If you qualified for the global finals, would that change anything regarding your attitude towards the game? Would you put in more practice hours, or would you just go there and try to do well without any additional practice?
The problem right now is that the game itself is at 80 and we're still playing at 70. So although I am practicing, I'm not really gaining much out of it because we can't practice at 70 anymore. There's no real way to do it. So these tournaments are kind of what you knew at that point and what you know now. You can't really prepare at home between those two times. So it's mostly just what you have and what you know is what you can go with.
But that would obviously change for March. So would that then require some more practice, some more preparation?
There are things you can do, obviously, between that huge time gap, but it's, once again, you can't change your lineup. You have the same players. It's 70 PvP, and maybe it will be 80 by then. If it is 80 by then, it will be practiced a lot. But if it remains 70, it's going to be the same thing as this tournament.
Nitrana, thank you very much for the interview, and good luck in this tournament.
Yeah, nice talking to you.